And now, Fraser Family Foundation of America proudly presents It's Not Work, It's Fun with Master Gardener Bernie D. Lonay.
Everybody doing the mess around. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's another edition of It's Not Work, It's Fun with me, Master Gardener Bernie D. And as you heard, our Mr. Announcer decided to give the phone number, as he will, in the beginning and end of pretty much every program now. You're hearing more and more music. We're queuing more and more things in. And I wanted to show you a way of preparing your soil right here in the studio before you get anything planted. All right, now, for one thing, I have some tomatoes seeds right here. They're called pelleted seeds. Let's get a real good close-up of that. Okay, and as you saw in our setup here, we have a nutmeg, some basil leaves, and ground paprika. These are things that people all grow at somewhere in the world. You can grow basil and you can grow nutmeg. That nutmeg you get, people actually have nutmeg bushes that you can get. Okay, let's go back here. And one of the things that is possible is you can basically grow anything you want to grow. Okay, you have to know the quirks, the limitations of all these different things. I'm going to get to our pelleted seeds in a second here. But first of all, one of the things that I want to point out is that, okay, I have some, these are called Epsom salts right here. And it's lavender scented. Okay, you can use these. This is magnesium sulfate. And what this does is it helps to fertilize any plant or seed that you put in here. Of course, this one is soil. Let's get a shot of this one right here. Okay, this Hank, our little handyman, and we're going to use him to get some soil going. And then this third one right here is called rose food. And see if we can get a little further, closer up of this. There we go. This is a box that can go right on top of the soil. Right now, we are right in the middle of April, and you can start putting this stuff out. Okay, let's come back here. You can start putting this stuff out there. I have crocuses, I have narcissus, I have crocomesia, which is a little bit different flowering bulb in the springtime. Crocus is not a crocomesia, it's a little bit different. I have several different things that are blooming now, and I've taken some soil and Canadian sphagnum peat moss and put them right on top of the ground, right around the flowers. My oriental poppies are coming up. I have perennial geraniums that grow outside. I have blue periwinkle, and I've been spreading not only Canadian sphagnum peat moss, but organic mulch, and even a little bit of well-decayed manure on top of them so that they have a better root growing season. Now, getting things started at this time of year is a really, really good idea. And you know what? This is water that's going to go into the plants, but I'm going to add some first. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to show you, this is right here, this is a seed package of pelleted tomato seeds. Now, I do a lot of growing for a lot of different people, and one of the things that, I'm trying to get this down here. Okay, there we go. All right, one of the things that I do is I grow a lot of different vegetables for a lot of gardens here in the area. And I want to get these tomatoes started. Because we had so many different things go on this past winter, and we've had a lot of family emergencies, I haven't been able to keep up with some of it because we've just a lot of emergency trips and a lot of things going on that have been different for us. Okay, so I want to show you a package. These are seeds that can actually be planted outside in a heated bed, but it doesn't have to be that warm. Pelleted seeds are coated seeds, okay? And what they are is, okay, these are tomato seeds, and it's a vegetable coating. They're white. They don't look like regular tomato seeds. They're white because they're coated with this vegetable coating. And what it will do, it will break down in the soil, that even though the soil is moist, it might be a little bit cold. All right, now, what I want to do is I'm just going to take a regular cup here, just a drinking cup like one that I just had. And first of all, I'm going to put these seeds back. Okay, pelleted seeds, what they will do, well, they didn't make it inside there, but that's okay. What they will do is they will germinate a little bit slower because they're covered. What I want to do, one of the things I want to do is take out my trusty dusty pocket knife, and I've got 3 little holes right here. See if you can get that. 3 little holes marked on the bottom side here. I want to take my trusty dusty pocket knife, and I'm going to put a couple of little holes in there where I got it marked. And don't have to be in an X, it just got to be. See, now I got the little holes in there. Let's see if we can catch this. You can kind of see the holes where the cuts are. I can actually see, I can see through this. That's good. All right, now I'm going to put this away. Then what we're going to do is going to take a little bit of soil here, okay? And one of the things I do want to do before this, so I'm going to take just a regular plastic bag. I don't want to make too big of a mess, okay? Okay, I'm going to take this and put this on here. I'm going to take this, and take the soil. This is soil that just, I purchased right out of the hardware store. I'm going to go like this. See, if I make a big mess here, it goes on the bag. Okay, so I'm going to crumble that soil up. I want it fine, okay? I want the soil fine. Okay. Then at the very end, I'm not going to waste any of the soil at all. Take the time to do this because each little clump, okay, let's just get a shot of this. Each little clump of soil, the seed will have trouble sending a root through. That's why you got to work over your garden soil till it fine, okay? This is soil right out of the bag, just a regular bag from the hardware store, or any other place that you get it. And what I want to do is I want to put a little bit in there. Then I'm going to take a little bit of water like this, okay? Pour just a little bit in there, just enough to get it wet, okay? Because I want that soil to be wet, but I don't want it moving the seeds around. When you move the seeds around, they get displaced, and they actually can go into what's known as plant shock, okay? Now I'm going to take some of this. This is our Epsom salts. All right, I'll take some of this. I've used this before. Epsom salts are really, really good. If you have an upset stomach, just take a little bit of Epsom salts and mix it into a little cup. Mix it into a little cup of water, just a little bit, and just kind of gargle that water around in your mouth. And you can swallow a little bit too. It's not going to do anything to you. It'll actually help soothe your stomach. All right, now what I want to do for this is I'm going to reach in. Again, we want this fine, okay? I'm going to do this. I'm going to crush it as it goes in. Okay, only a little bit. This is the amount that I put in there. You don't need that much, okay? This is magnesium sulfate. That's all we need for now. And what it does is it will help to soften the soil, and it will feed the roots of the plant that is germinating, or the seeds that are germinated, okay? So this I'm going to move around, and it doesn't have to be scented. It can be just regular Epsom salts. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a little bit more soil in here. And remember, okay, you want to kind of sift your soil a little bit, okay? You want to make sure that it's fine. Now, here's another important thing. I'm going to shake it a little bit. I'm going to tamp it down a little bit like this. There's a reason for that. The reason is because you don't want the soil to be crumbly and have little air and water pockets in there. You don't want it to be solid, you want it to be soft, but you want it to be so that the root can go straight through instead of going around a soil ball or an air pocket. Or that's why you also make sure the magnesium sulfite is crunched up and fine into a powder so that the root can go right through it. See, when I took this out of the bag, okay, this is pretty fine, okay? That you can see is pretty, it almost looks like coffee grounds. That's what you want. When you have soil like this, here's a ball right here. There's several little things in there that could get in the way. I want to make sure it's fine, okay? And if there's one that goes in there, I'm going to break it apart like this. Now, there's soil sifters that you can buy. And I have some of them, okay? I want to make sure these are broken up because I want a good start. Okay, I want strong, healthy plants. It's the way to do it, folks. This is the way you get that in there. I want strong, healthy plants. And the only way to do it is to give them a really good start. And you might say, well, it takes too long to do that. I'm just going to dump the bag of soil in there. Even when I take a bag of something that I purchased from the hardware store out into my yard, I will take the shovel and I will break it into little tiny parts. Now, first thing I'm going to do is going to take a couple of our seeds. Now, you don't have to put all the seeds in one pot. What I'm going to do is there's only about 6 or 7 seeds in here. Okay, I'm going to spread them all apart. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take more soil, and you don't have to add any more. Here, look. Can you see this here? Okay. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil, I'm going to spread them apart a little bit so that when I take them out of there, and yes, they will come out of this container because the roots will, it's a paper cup, so the roots are going to just tear the bottom of the cup apart, which is what you want. You want a good strong root system. Now, you don't have to do this way. Some people will just put 2 little seeds in each one or 3, okay? But you want it so that they, okay, now I'm just barely going to cover this stuff up. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to waste any soil. I'm going to take this like this and put it right over the top, just like that. Okay, you didn't know there was a real science to this stuff, did you? Because if you did, you would have a little better. Okay, this is going right back into the bag. Slowly but surely goes back into the bag. Okay, now, I'm going to take this and put this down here. All right, you put just a little bit more of it on top there. Then once you got, remember you watered the bottom? Remember we watered the bottom of this? Now, I'm going to take this and put a little bit of water on here. This is room temperature water too, by the way. I'm not going to let any of the seeds be uncovered at all. Remember we got our holes in the bottom. Want this whole thing absolutely soaked through. Then what you're going to want to do, now this should be a clear plastic bag, okay? It should be a little sandwich bag. But just for all intents and purposes, well, maybe I could fit it in this one here. I don't know if this will work. It really should be a clear plastic bag, like this one. See if I can get this one open. And some people don't like the fact that their hands are dirty when they do this. Me at all. I'm going to stick a pencil in here like this. Okay. You got yourself a little tiny greenhouse. And put it someplace warm. It's already starting to, see how that fogs up? Okay, the heat is starting to collect in there. The pencil, let's turn it this way. The pencil is that so if the bag sinks down, it catches on the top here, okay? It'll catch on the top and it won't let the plastic go over the very top. Okay, this is known as a mini climatized greenhouse. And what will happen is that these seeds, well, because they're pelleted, in other words, with a vegetable coating, they will come in about 5 to 7 days. If they weren't pelleted, coated with anything, they'll pop up in 3 days. Now, there will be about 10 little plants in there. Are they going to stay in there? No, I'm going to wait till 4 leaves are developed. The first 2 leaves, all right, let's go back up here. The first 2 leaves, and then there's going to be 2 more leaves, okay? In other words, there's got to be 4 leaves, and then I will slowly take them out of there. Now, if you can see this, if you could, let's get another shot of this. If you can see this, it's starting to fog up, meaning the heat is starting to be contained within it. It'll keep that entire thing warm. So I'm going to move on now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right over here like this. Okay. If you don't have, folks, if you don't have a window sill, like a big apartment with, a place to put plants or a warm room, or just get a really, really tiny place and it's not that warm, and you don't have a greenhouse. I mean, some people do, I do. That's one thing you can do. And what I will have to do is I will have to get more and more little plastic, cups or, something to put them in. Now I have stacks and stacks and stacks and rows of actual starter plant, black plastic starter plant trays that I have purchased over the years. I have a whole bunch. So that, for me, that's not a problem. But you're going to take these plants out and you're going to put them individually into different containers. Okay, I'm going to move on a little bit. Now, getting back to some of the things that, by the way, these are beefsteak tomatoes. And yeah, I got this package right out of here. You can buy these guys anywhere, okay? And you can get different hybrid varieties. You can get not only beefsteaks, you can get Romas, you can get San Marzanos, you can get cherries, you can get yellow cherries, just all kinds of stuff, okay? So I'm going to put those back in there. I'm going to put that right back there by our spices. And by the way, the spices that we show over here, let's get a shot of this. The spices that we show over here, yeah, you can grow those if you want to. There's a lot of stuff that can be grown. In the north, it's very hard to have like lemon trees and things, but you can. I mean, I have palm trees grown in my house, and they've been in my house for a long, long time. They're in a certain room where they do best. I have Boston ferns in my house, in a room where they do best, in an area where they do best. Okay, some people, you hand them a plant and it's dead. It says, they take one look at the new owner and they say, no, I'm not living for you. Sometimes that happens. Okay, now let's get back to the rose food here. I'll move this over here. Okay, this is rose food, and as you can see, the name, it says pen green. It says penning green. Well, this is Pennington's. Okay, Pennington's has been around for well over 100 years. They are a lawn seed company, but they put all kinds of stuff. They're worldwide famous. They grow and hybridize some of the grass seeds for the golf courses around the world. Okay, so yeah, they do exactly what they say they do. This is not to say the name of, promote Pennington or anything, but this is rose food. Now, this rose food, okay, I'm going to pour a little bit out here. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, it's not pouring quite as fast as I want it to. Alright, this almost looks like, okay, yeah, my hands are dirty. I can tell you what, a little cleaner hand here. almost looks like stones. It's not, okay? There might be a little stone in there. What it is crystallized lime, okay? And rose food is, it's also coated with nitrogen, all right? Nitrogen also not only comes from the rain, but it comes out of the ground as well. There's nitrogen fields. Some of the biggest nitrogen fields in the world are in Panama, okay? Anyway, what you can do right now, and you don't have to just, because it says rose food, here, let's go back a little bit. Okay, because it says rose food, doesn't, I'm gonna put this right back in the box, doesn't mean that you actually just only put it around roses. You could put this stuff, because all plants like nitrogen, it just depends on the amount of nitrogen that is contained within each little pellet. You can take this stuff right here, you can take this stuff, you can spread handfuls of it around your lawn, okay? Now, a lot of people say, well, rose food, that's just for roses. No, it's not. No, it isn't. At any rate, folks, and I'm gonna have to watch the time. I know I'm running out of time here. Just take a little bit, okay? Just take a little tiny bit and sprinkle it around your roses right at the base. You don't have to put it right on the plant and all the canes coming up. You can just put it right around, you know, where the plant goes into the ground and out, say, to the drip line, which is, the drip line is defined by the branch that goes out the furthest and goes in a circle all the way around your plant. That's where the rain drips down, and it's called the drip line in a circle of your plant, your apple tree, your pear tree, your blueberry bush, your pine tree, you know, anything. The drip line is always going to be in a circle, and it's going to go out to a point, you know, however far the branches go out. If it's a great big white pine, the drip line's going to be a diameter circle maybe 60 feet wide. In a little tiny rose cane, one or two canes, the drip line will be in diameter maybe 6 inches wide, okay? So at any rate, take this, you can put it on your perennials. Okay, I have purple prairie coneflower or echinacea, and I have white echinacea too, that I throw a little bit of this stuff on here from, you know, only in the springtime. Bare patches of grass, then I might put that in, just a tiny bit. All it needs, this is spring, folks. It's the middle of April. It's time to get a whole bunch of vegetables started. It's time to contact me if you need to have a garden question answered. And yes, folks, we are going to get our new website to you. We were going to do that this, you know, actually what happened was I lost the new website information. Couldn't find it, and we have to go on the air anyway. So next episode, you're going to have the new website information, okay? Because we are covered by not only public access, we work with the City Council, City of Wausau. We are Fraser Family Foundation of America in Wausau, Wisconsin. We do have to make that distinction because there's another Fraser Family Foundation out of Virginia. No, we're not the same. We don't do the same. These people don't know gardening. They don't have anything to do with gardening as far as I know. And I don't think they help the vets like we do either. But at any rate, I'm getting off the subject a little bit. Take the rose food and put it on some of the other perennials. Would you put it right on your vegetables? Probably not. But you can put it on your perennial flower beds. Say if you have blue periwinkle or honeysuckle, or maybe northern hardy magnolia, a lilac tree. Put it around there. You can use it. It'll be just fine. Just don't sprinkle a whole lot, okay? Well, at any rate, folks, I'm Master Gardener Bernie Lonay, and I know I'm kind of running out of time. Listen to the P.O. Box address at the very end so that if you want to write in or call in or email in, you can get the information, because these things are not only at the end and beginning of every show. They're on the promos to every Fraser Family Foundation promo. And for this show, we're not going to have the sponsors. That's just a mistake on my part. But we will have sponsors for every show upcoming. I apologize to all sponsors. Okay? So at any rate, let's go to our last shot and listen to the announcements at the end.
This has been another Fraser Family Foundation of America presentation. You may send correspondence to Fraser Family Foundation of America to P.O. Box 2125, Wausau, Wisconsin 54402. You may reach Fraser Family Foundation of America by calling 715-551-5194, or you may send email to fffofamerica1@gmail.com.